Good morning. I wanted to spend some time talking with you and tapping with you today about the words really that we use when we're tapping. There still seems to be so much confusion and so many people say, I just don't know what to say. And when they don't know what to say, they don't tap. And that's the biggest problem. Let me just say again, the words are not what's important, it's the tapping. The reason we have the words is so that we can focus on whatever the problem is or the issue is that we need to tap on. And so many of us are so good at running away from our problems or our issues and trying to pretend they don't exist, that when we start tapping, if we tap without the words, sometimes we let our minds drift off and we distract ourselves from the problem because the problem doesn't feel good. So the words help us to focus on whatever's going on. So that's why when we do like the storytelling where we just tap from spot to spot while we tell about whatever the traumatic event is, can be so good because that keeps us focused on whatever's going on. But you might say, but it hurts, it doesn't feel good, it makes me feel like crying. Well, I would say that's okay, but if it does, then there's still some other things that we can do. One of the things that we can do is to just start tapping and trust that our body energy system knows what it is we need to work on. That trust doesn't come easy for some people, and we question whether what we're feeling is right or whether what we should be feeling. And you can tap just about that. I don't know what to tap on, I'm not sure this is the right thing, and you would just tap on the points while you pretty much just express your doubts and concerns about whether you're doing it right. But I thought of another way that perhaps might be easier for some of us to really get to the issues. And that, what triggered me was the phrase, the elephant in the room. Because that is the big avoidance where you can have lots of people, we all know something exists, but we pretend it doesn't. How many of us do that in our lives? I know that I certainly have, and I'm betting that you have too. So what if we tapped on the elephant in the room? Because if I say don't think about elephants, you're going to, right? So if you tap on whatever it is and, fully aware that you're avoiding it, your energy system's going to hook into it because it knows what it is. So what would that look like? Let me take my glasses off so that we can do this more easily. So I would start at the karate chop point because I'm pretty sure that if we're tapping on the elephant in the room, there's some resistance that we need to deal with. So even though I'm afraid to face this problem head on, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it just seems way too scary to face whatever it is that's bothering me, I love and accept all of me, even this part that I don't really want to acknowledge. Even though I'm concerned about tapping on this problem because I think the emotions could overwhelm me, I love and accept myself anyway, and I choose to move forward with hope and confidence and peace. I'm not going to think about this problem. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to tap on it. I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to deal with it. It doesn't exist. What problem? I don't have a problem. Do you think I have a problem? There's no problem. I'm not going to think about this problem. You can't make me. Nobody can make me. Not going to say it out loud. I'm certainly not going to tell anybody about it. That is, if there was a problem, which there's not. There's no problem in this room. I can't see it. You can't see it. Nobody can see this problem. There's no problem here. And I'm not going to tap on it. Now, if I did tap on it, it might bring me some relief. And I certainly don't want that. We're just going to leave it like an invisible elephant. It's not here. I don't see it. It doesn't bother me. Now, it might be sitting on my lap. Might be crushing me with the burden or weight. It might be eating all my food. It might be spraying water all over the room and all over my life. There is no elephant. There is no problem. I'm not going to tap on the problem. I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to fix it. And I'd kind of like it if you'd pretend it wasn't there too. There is no problem. So I hope you tapped along and you've thought about how that felt. For me, as I went through that, the problem shifted a little bit, the one that I'm not tapping on. And sometimes, one problem would come up and other times I'd be vaguely aware of another. But because I trust my body's guidance to deal with it, to know that it's going to take care of whatever it is, I sort of let that go. And I can tell you that I feel a whole lot better. Now, I suspect some things are going to come up, and those elephants that I didn't really want to deal with are probably going to be more in my mind. But I feel ready to handle them at this particular moment. And if I don't later, I can always do this same tapping again. Kind of letting my playful mind go and say, you can't make me do it. I know that to be true. Nobody can make me do it. I can't even make me do it. But I can allow my own system, my own energy to heal me, even if I'm going kicking and screaming. So I encourage you to try it. See what comes up. If you have some interesting kind of issues or even solutions that pop up, write them down in your tapping journal and use them for later. It's really a good thing to do. I love my tapping journal. It keeps me on track. And when I don't know what else to tap on, I can look back and say, last Tuesday, I thought about this. And then I can tap on it, clear it out, and be ready to go. So until next time, happy tapping.